What is up, everybody? Nick Legostava here, about to be taking a look at the Transformers Netflix Earthrise Soundwave. And you'll notice that I have two, yet again. I have one in the robot mode and one in the cassette player mode. So without further ado, let's get into the details. So we do have both Ravage and Lazerbeak that come in the pack. It's a nice 3-pack. You get basically everything you want in one package. You don't have to worry about finding a separate little battle pack of 2 just for him to have some cassettes right off the bat. I do want the rest of them. I do want that Spy Patrol pack that's coming out in Selects to have most of his cassette guys. So there you go. And this is something that you do have to position right here properly to get that to open and close. You got to find it how it works in there. Sometimes you'll even press this and it'll fly out, which is kind of cool if it's positioned just right. Now, things that I wish they would improve on the cassette mode, I wish these were painted silver, at least to match this, as well as these flaps, and some kind of better way for the back. I know that you're supposed to plug these in here. I like how on the G1 toy, those are batteries. Like, these are literal batteries that you pull the thing off and you put them in there. That was such a cool idea. That was a very awesome toy, if you grew up with that. But you see the little radio player here. That don't look like a radio player on the back, does it? It does not. So there he is in cassette player mode. And here we go with Ravage right here in robot mode. A lot of people complain about this, but I think it's a nice little Ravage. You know, people are like, oh, his legs are too bulky. He transforms into a tape. And I have him in the chest of this robot mode right here. You can see that he actually looks like a tape, unlike Lazerbeak. Does not actually look like a tape. They could have did a little better on that, but the detail is nice and more Lazerbeaky in Lazerbeak mode. And this pistol, let me tell you something. You're going to get a little bonus review right now of Netflix Megaton here. This serves one purpose, and that's to put on the back of Megaton to have the G1 accurate detail of this thing on the back, in case you did not know. But something I might as well just throw in a little mini review of Megaton here. This wouldn't be near perfect for me if it wasn't for 3 things, basically. If the silver carried more on to some of the parts on it, if it didn't have these black marks on the front, you know, like I said, the silver carrying more onto the head there. And well, actually 4 things now that I think of it. You know, I wish it didn't have the space cum blasted all over Megatron's crotch, as well as this notch in the blaster there. And it's supposed to be on the other arm, but I put it on this arm just to divert the notch on there. So that's how I have this set up. If you do not have a Megaton and you see this, you still see this Netflix Megaton in stores, I would recommend picking that up. But I'm not going to do a separate video on that. So let's get back to Soundwave, the person you came to this review for. Now, the light piping, this is how light piping should be done. Right here. It has to come in from the top if you're going to have good light piping. Like, that looks like it's lit up. Basically, with any light in the room, that looks lit up. When it just comes from the back, that's the mistake a lot of light piping transformers make, is it just comes from the back, so it's harder to get a light source into it. Where this, I mean, that looks lit up any top-down light source that comes into it. You know, so that's really nice. And his arm gaps right here, I wish they remolded the arms from the Siege Soundwave. I do not have that for comparison. I do still want the Siege Soundwave because he transforms into a ship and different things you can do with it. I do like the cassette mode, of course. Traditional Soundwave, but I would like both. That one has the yellow light-piped eyes and some other differences, but the arms are the same. They tried to just remold a lot of that into the Earthrise one, when really They could have just remolded a lot more than they did. But, you know, it's still nice. I'm not going to complain too much. I would recommend, they have it to where these notches on Lazerbeak's feet right here are supposed to like rest on these notches on his arm. But that doesn't work out the best. So I would just recommend flipping his feet up and pegging him in to that peg on the arm. They probably did that as well. But yeah, I do want to 3D print a piece. I do have a new 3D printer that I've yet to use yet to print out the detailed blasters on Lazerbeak. Alright, so there's Lazerbeak, and he does have the molded finger still that carried over from the Siege one. He can position himself in a way. The shoulders are very tight. Like I said, the quality control on a lot of Transformers nowadays definitely needs a little work. But he can press the button himself, which is amazing. Gotten it to work. I'm going to do this. Watch it not open, though. Watch it not open, though. There it goes. Yeah. So that's definitely nice. That's a nice touch. Lots of articulation, as with these new Transformers. I'm glad that's a focus. You know, I just wish the price point and the less hollowness was there from the olden Transformer days. And we would be great, you know, all this posability, less hollowness, you know. A lot of people find ways to defend that, but, I mean, it is what it is. But, yeah, you can definitely get him in some really cool poses. I mean, everybody goes over the articulation, but you know the deal if you know modern Transformers. He's got lots of swivels, lots of bends, of course. And that's Soundwave. Am I forgetting anything? I don't really think so. I mean, like I said, these flip over, carry over from the Siege Soundwave, little arm blasters, but I am going to have to, that gap right there is so annoying. They really should have did a flap on there like they did with Earthrise Optimus. I really don't know why they couldn't do that. Oh, it's like half a cent more of plastic for them. Oh, I mean, people find ways to defend everything. And he does have double, like he has the buttons here and he has the buttons here. But it does hide away nicely in cassette mode here. These arm block from really seeing the buttons again. So that's that. That's my review of that. I know I have this transformed differently. That's just, you know, you could just swivel that over for robot mode and it kind of adds a little more something like a handle or something to the top of the little cassette player. So there you go. There's my review of that. This is for Megatron. It's just an accessory for Megatron thrown in with Soundwave. Oh wait, the box. That's what I meant to do first, but I forgot. It's a white box, yep. It says Soundwave on it. Soundwave comes in the box. Luckily, it doesn't have a million of those little twist ties, those little plastic ones that are annoying that you have to cut with a knife or with scissors, and you got to be careful not to scratch the toy. Those are so annoying. Glad it didn't have that. Glad Soundwave and Optimus didn't have that. At least, wait, did Optimus have that? I don't remember. But that's a bonus for me. And, yeah, it's a box. I know people wanted in-depth in the box and instructions. I don't use the instructions for Transformers. Never have. I figured out, you know, Transformers are 3 things. They are an action figure robot, an alt mode of a vehicle or item or whatever, and a puzzle. In that, I'll just piece the clips together. Here is Deluxe Studio Series Soundwave from the Bayverse. Here is a Deluxe Hotshot, which is a 10-year-old, over 10-year-old deluxe figure that is bigger than this Voyager Soundwave here. But these are like mini masterpiece figures at a retail level. So, but just look at that. I love to bring out older figures for size comparisons as well. And here's Megatron again. And here is Earthrise Optimus right here. So that's how that looks. Yep, there's the crew of size comparison. And my other thoughts about this versus the Siege one, I know I don't have the Siege one, but I do like that this isn't all scratched up. That looks so much cleaner and better. It looks cleaner and better all around, but like I said, I still do want the Siege one. And with this spare one, I didn't intend to, like, I picked up doubles of a lot, and I really didn't plan on that, but I ended up picking up doubles of a lot of these. And there's one of three things is going to happen to this. I'm either going to sell it, or I'm going to make a custom blaster out of this, or I'm going to do some other customizations to it. So that's what's going to happen with that. I would like to see a blaster in the either Studio Series 86 line or Kingdom. It would make more sense in the Studio Series 86 line to have a blaster because he was in the 80s Transformers movie. And they could probably use this cassette part. I don't know. I would like them to do just a whole figure instead of trying to remold Soundwave into blaster. That would definitely be nice, but if they wanted to be lazy, they could go that route. And if we don't get a blaster, I'm gonna make this into blaster. There's one other YouTuber, Transformer reviewer, GoBot. He did a custom blaster out of Siege Soundwave. It turned out really good, so might do that in the future. But like I said, actually I edited that part out, but we'll just end the video here again. If you're new, watch other videos, decide if you want to subscribe. Have a great one. Peace. Bye-bye.